On this episode of TQA Weekly, I talk about how much cloud drive space you can get for $10. My name is Steve Smith, this is TQA Weekly, and if ever you have any questions, comments, suggestions, you can email me at ask@tqaweekly.com. You can go to my website, tqaweekly.com, go under subscribe, where you can find all my social networking information. You can also find other ways of subscribing to the show. You can go to the contact page, where you can email me directly about any of the episodes I have already done, and of course, you can always interact with the community on the website on every other episode I have already done. And of course, many of you are watching me on YouTube, blip.tv, and even Vimeo. You can post down below. Today's topic is examining 3 popular cloud drive solutions. So $10 cloud drives. So what I decided to do is have a little fun with it. I already had to do this decision. I already went through the process. And for some of you, you might actually be wondering how you come across a way that is actually easy to use, easy to follow, a method that would actually net you the most amount of features for the least amount of dollars. So my rules are basically companies people can easily identify. They're less likely to disappear overnight with your money. The most amount of space for about $10, that was my budget. Easily accessible from a variety of platforms. This is because if anybody's ever actually noticed, I have a ton of different computers on different platforms, and I need to be able to access my files on everything. Easiest methods of payment, easy to cancel because I like testing stuff, and of course, a bonus, most amount of features for the same amount. So the first one, which is the most popular one actually, is Dropbox. Nets you 2 free gigs for free. You have sharing options so you can share with friends different amounts of files. You can install it on every single platform, and it is very easy to recognize that name. They've been around for years. However, you do need third-party applications to modify the files, which you can use third-party applications to modify all the files as you wish on each of your devices. They give you the 2 free gigs that are accessible on everything from Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS, Android, Windows Mobile, and all those other platforms that count. They allow you to upgrade to a terabyte easily, either by using Visa, MasterCard, even PayPal, which will help you fill in all the gaps. So they allow you credit cards and PayPal to upgrade to Dropbox Pro for $10 a month, and allows you to remotely wipe your files, which is great if somebody steals your device, as well as some advanced sharing options. So this is Dropbox. So they have a security feature that's a bonus, but you need other applications to modify everything within. The next service, which is actually a very well-known service, is Google Drive, used by a lot of people and not likely to disappear overnight because, you know, Google Search, YouTube, and a whole bunch of stuff. They'll give you 15 gigs of free space. They allow you to use Google Docs to edit all your word processing and spreadsheets as it may be, accessible on virtually every platform, as well as the desktop platforms, laptops, iPhones, cell phones, Androids, whatever. Everything. They're not crazy. They're just, you know, they want to be everywhere. And if they're everywhere, that's how you actually make the most amount of money. So basically speaking, they give you 13 gigs more than Dropbox does for free, have applications that you can use to edit the files within, and they also do have very functional sharing options. So what else can you get? Because in my case, even 15 gigs is not necessarily enough depending on what kind of files I'm trying to transfer. So if you need an extra 100 gigs, you'll spend about $2 a month. Some of you will only need this. $2 a month is absolutely amazing for an extra 100 gigs. I mean, you don't even have the option of going up to 100 gigs in Dropbox. You automatically end up at a terabyte. Not everybody needs a terabyte. For a terabyte, that's $10 a month. If you need 10 terabytes, it's $100 a month. 20 terabytes, that'll be $200 a month. And 30 terabytes, that'll be $300 a month. So for the space inclined that have that money, you might actually go for the Google Drive. In my case, it would have been a terabyte with the word processing and spreadsheet for $10 a month. However, in this case, they don't accept PayPal, only credit card, and their Google Docs is online only. So this ended up meaning that I had to look for another solution. OneDrive formerly named SkyDrive, is Microsoft's cloud drive solution, which is available on Windows machines, iOS, Android, Microsoft Mobile Solutions, has 15 gigs of space, 13 more than Dropbox, by the way, the same as Google Drive. You can also store files, edit them with any program you want, and use as you will. By the way, they also have the option of leaving the files in the cloud. So for those people that don't have space on your devices, by the way, Google Drive does this kind of thing. If you don't have the space, you don't need to use the space on your device. You can leave it in the cloud. It requires you to be online, but it is an option in itself because a terabyte is still a pretty big drive. So if your device doesn't even have a terabyte of space on it, you can leave it in the cloud. Now, that's not necessarily a good idea, but you have the option itself. But then again, 15 gigs is really not all that much space. So if I needed an extra 100 gigs, it's $2 more a month. If I needed 200 gigs, it's $4 a month more. But if I needed a whole terabyte, it's $7 a month and benefits me Office 365, which is the current Office that you get to use, for $7 a month for a single user. I have more than one computer, more than one user, so I opted for the $10 per month, which allows me up to 10 devices or 5 users. Each user gets a terabyte of space each. The primary user, which you get to pick, gets 100 minutes of Skype time, while every other user gets 60 minutes of Skype time. And they actually get the benefit of having the files online or offline at your own choice. The applications functioning in 32-bit or 64-bit at their own choice. And they can also get the application in the language that they want, not what you're actually paying for as you would have had on a disk. So basically, that is what I ended up using. It's got more space than Dropbox. It's got more applications offline than Google. For $10, I get up to 5 users, 10 devices, and basically 5 times more space if I think about it this way, with a lot more benefit for each of the dollars I'm putting into it. I want to know what you think. Which service do you use? Cloud drives? Like any of them. Whether you use Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, or any other else, tell me what you think about the service you use. Drop that down below or post it to my website. And if you have suggestions of other services comparable to these three, put those down below so I can actually look at them and maybe even post them in the show notes of this show. Don't forget to share this with other people that you think can benefit from this. Like or dislike based on what you think of it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. And have a great day. Goodbye.